All right, here we are. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm April from The Moon is My Calendar, and this is a tip for lunar tracking and working with the new moon calendar and journal for the practice of self study in relationship with cycles. And I've heard recently a couple people that I know or that I've met say they feel intimidated by this practice or they're not sure how to do it. So I wanted to make a series of tips to make it really accessible and to answer any questions that may come up. So this tip is about the magic of commitment. What does that mean and what am I talking about? A tip for lunar tracking is commitment. In other words, your dedication or your devotion. It's almost like your why about why you are curious about lunar tracking and allowing that to guide you rather than thinking you need to do something a particular right or correct way. If you notice yourself finding any of those tendencies towards perfectionism or needing something to be right, just notice that. That's part of what lunar tracking is. It's observing our inner landscape. It's observing some of those stories that we tell ourselves or patterns that we may be running unconsciously and bringing them to the surface and then having a space and a very loving container to record them. In some ways, it's like collecting data on ourselves. It could be very straightforward in that way. There is space for drawing symbols or writing words, or even following along phase by phase to take a little snapshot and write a couple notes. And so, whatever that commitment or the dedication or the devotion is, then the magic that shows up is meeting you halfway. If you're really curious and committed to understanding certain patterns or just whatever healing journey that you may be on, choosing to commit to acknowledging yourself, of making a record for yourself, of feeling into the future, perhaps, of what is yet to come, is a way then to be in relationship and in relationship with that magic that wants to come in and support you and show you things and help to reveal some of the inner workings that may be hidden from sight. When we go about our days without really reflecting or noticing some of what's going on behind the scenes. Again, there's no one right way to do this. I just want to encourage you to show up. And the inquiry or the prompt then is to decide what you're showing up for. And it could be as simple as I'm showing up for myself. And that's what this tool really is a way to show up for yourself. You could be showing up for more creativity in your life. You could be showing up for deepening a relationship to your spiritual practice. You could be showing up for disrupting injustice or being the one to say things when nobody else is speaking about something that is wrong or that is off. This could be about showing up for compassion and empathy. It could be showing up for yourself in that way of caring for and tending to your own beautiful life. Even when it's messy, even when it doesn't look a certain way on paper, this space is to really give voice to what is. And in giving voice to that, allowing it to be and naming what your experience is and seeing the ways you move through that. Sometimes we might think because we're feeling a certain way or the conditions in our life are a certain way, that it will be like that forever. And I know that I have felt that way. And I know this practice of lunar tracking has showed me and helped to reveal how we transition through things when we think it's going to be like that forever. And then we see ourselves on the other side. And so the lunar cycle can hold us. This circular calendar can hold you. And it can meet you and bring in some of that magic when you show up and commit and devote yourself to a practice. So choose what it is that you're showing up for. Again, this can shift or change each lunar cycle. You're allowed to be fluid and adapt. And the practice itself starts to create the stability and the structure. Again, something to hold you through the fluctuations, the ups and downs, and the inevitable ebbs and flows of life. So if you're looking for that kind of container, then show up for your practice. Show up and commit to yourself. And you don't have to do it perfectly. It doesn't have to be a right way. You can adjust and allow yourself to follow your curiosity and to notice, perhaps on the days where you don't show up or you don't have anything to say, maybe even just marking that and allowing that to be okay, because it is okay. And because over time and over cycles and phase by phase, you'll deepen your relationship with yourself, your inner landscape, and the cyclical nature of life. All right, thank you for supporting this work. I am so grateful and I'm looking forward to all of the cycles to come.